Hello everyone, this is Money Mom. Welcome to the channel. I got a requested video from one of you lovely folks. You wanted to know more about the Tightwad Gazette and are the saving methods in these books relevant to 2024? Let's get started and talk about it. I'm sure many of you have read the Tightwad Gazette series. I used to subscribe to the fabulous newsletter. Boy, do I wish she'd write part 4, but Amy Dacyczyn is retired. I wish some of her kids would, pick up the torch, but have not at this point. But do I think Tightwad Gazette and many of these tips and tricks in these books are relevant? I think they're timeless. It's always relevant. Obviously, life has changed, but I'm going to share with you some of Amy Dacyczyn's very best tips, and we'll see kind of what you guys think, but I think her tips are fabulous. And one thing I do want to tell you about Amy Dacyczyn, she lives in Maine. She is married and has 6 children. Obviously now she has grandchildren. I think she's in her 60s now. I'm not sure exact age, but she lived a frugal budget. They lived in a farmhouse and they did several things because they didn't want to work all of their life. They wanted to live a balanced, wonderful, frugal, and fun life. One thing Amy did, though, is she never judged how other people spent their money. She said, everyone is different. She said, I know I can seem extreme. I don't expect people to do things extreme. She said, but even if people can make small improvements along the way, that's what counts. And that's what I'm all about. We can't change things overnight, but little small changes can add up to a big difference. And so look at where you were 5 years ago. Look how many improvements you've made now. So I'm going to get right into some of her ideas. Okay, number 1, this is a theme through all of her books and newsletters. Obviously, take care of what you have. Make sure you take good care of everything. Don't think you buy something and then maybe you get rid of it, because maybe you're tired of it. Take good care of it. Number 2, do as much for yourself as you can. Now, Amy said that, but there were some things that if it was more time consuming, they may want to make money other ways, and they may hire or barter for someone to do something. But they did quite a few things on their own that they were able to do. Number 3, the biggest thing that Amy and her husband were big into was research, research, research. They spent a lot of time researching and finding pros and cons to get the best deal. They didn't always go with the cheapest. They looked for the best value for the money spent. So it's not about spending the least amount of money. It's about getting the best value. So they did a lot of research. Number 4, Amy was big into thrifting and getting the best deal, but buying good quality clothes. And what she did, which I thought was smart, she had 6 children and she had different boxes that she would have. I don't think she kept it in her attic. And so let's say she'd maybe have, summer clothes, girls, size 4, and she would keep these so that everything was nice and organized. So even if a child didn't need something, but she would anticipate a need that, hey, my child's growing, I know they're going to go into the next possible size. I'm finding these on clearance or a good sale. So she was always, out and about. When she was thrifting, she would do that. And she would keep a list of sizes and things like that with her. So she was always prepared. Number 5, she would set a budget for essential and what she called optional spending. And so she would set a budget, that would meet with her family's needs. Number 6, she was big into doing whatever she can to minimize the food budget. They generally grocery shopped once a month overall, and they made everything from scratch. But she would see how low could she get the food budget, but still eat nutritional, healthy meals that everybody liked. So if she bought something that she got inexpensively, but people weren't eating it, she wouldn't make it again. Her big thing was she wanted to make sure they got good value. Number 7, she was big into refurbishing and recycling. Like I said, using everything to the best of her ability. Number 8, she did holidays and birthdays on a budget. I remember her birthday, she would try to do it for $25. And so she might make things also, and I'm a big believer in this, and I love receiving them, food gifts. Imagine you getting a food gift rather than, people buying you of something that you don't need, but buy you a food of something you really love. So let's say that you really enjoy, beef jerky. We'll just make that. And somebody made you beef jerky and gave that as a gift. It's something you're going to use, not something that's going to sit on a shelf. So she would keep it in a budget and give people useful things. Number 9, She, did baby on a budget. So she nursed, used cloth diapers. I can tell you, I barely spent any money when Caroline was a baby because I did several of these things. Number 10, she was big into gardening, and she canned a lot and used all these things, and she gifted some of these things as well, and so that really helped. Number 11, she even dieted on the cheap. When she thought she was getting to be a little bit more than she wanted to weigh, she just simply counted calories. She didn't go buy a special diet program, and she just cut back a little bit and the weight naturally came off. And number 12, to sum it up, she was always planning ahead for everything. So these are many of the ideas that Amy Dacyczyn lived by. I'm sure there's lots more. I have done a Tightwad Gazette series before on this channel and went over some of this. It's something I may do again. If you're interested, let me know. I still love these. These books are timeless. I've got book number 1. This is actually book number 3. Book number 2, book number 1. They're still really good, entertaining, and so many tips and tricks. Let me know what you guys think of the Tightwad Gazette series, and what are some of your favorite financial books. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. That's all I have to say for now. I love you, I appreciate you, and I sure hope to see you on tomorrow morning's video. Thank you, bye-bye.